All right, listen here, bro. For $27, this thing better be pretty freaking good. Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome to Disavowed Action Figures, where tonight we're bringing you another action figure review, taking a closer look at the Marvel Legends Tracksuit Mafia Target exclusive figure from the Hawkeye Disney Plus TV series. Okay, so right away the price, right? $27. That's the big divisive component regarding this in the community. Obviously overpriced. It's basically a basic figure with some decent accessories. I typically only buy MCU Marvel Legends on sale or clearance anymore. I still manage to get a lot of them because they go on clearance quite a lot, unfortunately, for Hasbro, I guess. But whatever it was, maybe just the excitement of finding this on the shelf, seeing the accessories within it, I decided to take the plunge at that full price. Later on, depending if I like it or not, maybe on a clearance price, I'll buy a couple more. But basically, you do see the box rotating around the base. This is Kazi. Kazi, I guess it is. He was the character from Disney Plus that this is based off of. And then essentially it's made into an army builder since he was part of the Tracksuit Mafia who all wore these red tracksuits. You can see tons of accessories with this thing as we do get two different head sculpts. One basically obviously wearing a mask. The other one, which this is the head it actually comes default with on, being another actor from the series. Personally, I'm pumped for all the accessories. I really wanted that Molotov cocktail. I probably have a couple baseball bats already, but it's same thing with the machete. But the hockey stick was pretty cool. Hockey stick, dear God. The golf club, geez. Sports. The golf club is pretty cool. But again, at the end of the video, I'll let you know whether or not I feel like I made a mistake buying this, if I regret spending the money on this, or if I'm happy about it. And here is the Tracksuit Mafia out of the packaging with all of its accessories. Again, we'll talk more about whether or not I feel this was worth it at the price at the end of the video. If you're watching my video reviews, basically what we do is we look at the accessories, we look at the aesthetics of the figure, we move it around a little bit, and then my favorite part of all these videos, we compare it to other action figures within the Marvel Legends line and other lines as well. So taking a look at the accessories first, we do get the three head sculpts. So this is the head sculpt that does come basically default on the figure. I do not remember the actor or the actual character's name from the show, but I believe this is the actor that is obviously his likeness. Then we do get, which I would think is the head that most people will display it with, is the Kazi. This would be one of the henchmen that was more or less focused on during the show as one of the leaders of the Tracksuit Mafia. And then the head I'm the most excited about, to be honest, is this sculpt right here. I really like this figure because I think it can be used for different things across lines, especially using this head for kind of like a nameless goon, somebody who is, attacking somebody representing a gang or whatever it might be. So those are the three head sculpts. This is the accessory I was probably most excited about, the Molotov cocktail. I like the fire effect right there. I don't think this is removable. I think it's glued there. I'm not going to mess with it, so let me know in the comments, does that pop off? If it does it go back in? Just a green bottle with that fire effect. I think that can be used for a lot of things. I've never had something like that. Then we do the crowbar as another accessory. Crowbar looks decent. I actually don't think I have a crowbar in my collection. So this could be used again for multiple figures, I would think. Then we do also have the baseball bat, which we've gotten the baseball bat a lot of times at this point. I think we got this with the Walgreens exclusive Jigsaw. I believe we got this with Hammerhead from Spider-Man Retro. Again, it's usually painted different colors. But again, it's a baseball bat. It is what it is, does the job. Then we get a machete, which again, same thing. Machete's kind of just, at this point, I think a typical accessory we get a lot of times with Walgreens exclusives, again, like Jigsaw. I think we probably got a machete with the Punisher on the bike. So again, that's a common one right there. Then we get a golf club. So I definitely don't have a golf club in this scale. Golf club came out pretty good. You actually do have, as you can see, if it makes it on camera right there, you do actually have a similar face that you'd have on a driver. You do have the handle up here, black, the rest of it being more like a metallic. So that came out decent as well. So again, a cool weapon. I'm sure you can use it with other figures if you wanted to. So overall, the accessories, not too bad with this. You get a decent amount if you consider the head's accessories. Again, is it worth the $27? We'll talk about it at the end of the video. Let's take a closer look at the figure. So I did want to do a couple head swaps as we go here so you can see all three heads on the figure. Here's the Kazi. So again, the figure itself came out looking pretty decent. We have a nice zipper right here. We get a painted zipper on the inside of the shirt. Then the actual tracksuit itself has zipper going down the front as well as right here on the collar of the shirt. We have some paint here running from the neck down to the shoulders, down to the hands on both sides. It came out okay. Red pins on the red shirt. The red jacket is okay because they're not quite as noticeable as if they were like a different color, like say blue pins on a red figure, Spider-Man. Other than that, we have some nice folds. Some nice aesthetics as far as that goes on the actual tracksuit itself. We also get that stripe going down the leg, down to the shoe. Shoes have the laces down, of course, below on the sneakers right there. On the back, some more folds going on back here. This particular head sculpt came out relatively good. There's obviously stubble right here that feels like it's actually sculpted on there. I can't quite tell. I guess it's just painted on there. I think I just managed to feel an edge. So that's on there as the face for the stubble. Came out pretty decent on this head sculpt. Hair looks okay on this one as well. So again, overall aesthetics not terrible on this thing. I mean, it's basic. It's not anything that's going to blow your doors off. But it's for my purposes, it's fine. And then the other head sculpts really quickly as far as how they look. Again, this guy, I didn't watch this episode recently or anything to see these dudes. But again, hair, face, eyes look fine in that head sculpt. And then, of course, the head sculpt I mentioned I like the most. The one where it's more like the generic guy wearing the mask came out fine as well. Obviously, it's a black mask. Have the eyes and the mouth coming through right there with just a static, basic look on the face. All right, let's move this guy around a little bit, and then we'll do some comparisons, which again is my favorite. All right, so I popped on what I consider my favorite head sculpt. And again, just basic head sculpt. I did mention the pins, I guess, but I didn't mention that the legs were pinless. So we get kind of half and half. We get the pinless legs down below. However, we get the pinned arms and elbows up top. So as far as articulation goes, right away, this is not the best head to use for articulation. Because of the bottom of the mask, this does not look up or down or anything, whereas the other heads probably will. You could rotate this one all the way around despite the collar, so watch you don't bend that too much. So again, the other heads, you'll get more tilt with that. Arms will rotate all the way around. It will come out to slightly above 90 right there. Upper cut right here for the bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, but like I said, they are pinned. You do have, obviously, hand that will rotate all the way around in the circle. They are the horizontal hinge, so it will go left and right on the hand. There are no additional hands with this. This hand on this side is also horizontal, as you can see right there. As far as legs, split about that far out on the split. Kicks forward, about that far forward. Kick back a little bit, get them in a walking position. Double jointed knee, which is a little bit stiff. I didn't mess with it too much here. There we go. So double jointed pinless knee that will go all the way back. Not too far back, but far enough back to make it work. Upper thigh cut going on in the leg. Excuse me. There's no cut down here because obviously there's no boot. Foot will go down about that far. Foot will go up a little bit right there. It's also on a rocker. There is a waist swivel on this guy. He'll look down about this far, but you get a weird kind of back look to it, unfortunately. It will go back pretty far. Again, kind of a weird look right here with the stomach, the abdomen, not the best look for it. But again, overall, not terrible on articulation. It's a standard figure. It's not going to do anything crazy. He's a gang member. He's not a freaking gymnast, right? So, yeah, there is the articulation. Now let's get to my favorite part, where we actually compare him to other figures. So one more thing regarding this guy before we do some comparisons. I wish he would have came with an alternate hand. I guess this hand is meant to be the one he clasps the Molotov cocktail in to throw. However, the problem is you can't have him holding weapons in both hands because that's more of a relaxed grip as opposed to a tight grip. So you really can't utilize all the other accessories, basically using more than one at once. You have to more or less, that are kind of rested in there. I guess you could do that. But it's going to be difficult. So another hand would have been helpful just to basically have it clasp something so you can hold two accessories besides just this and one other weapon. So I kind of feel like the first easy comparison people are going to want to see are how the other figures basically from this particular show do size up, since technically you can say it's like one big group of figures. So here you could see how Tracksuit Mafia compares with Kate Bishop and Hawkeye Clint Barton from the Disney Plus Waves. Again, I do like these. I didn't review these. I did them on an unboxing video over at Infinity Equation Podcast, but I really like those. And again, I got them for like $7 or $11, something like that on clearance. So when I do buy a figure that's a little bit more expensive than I feel like it should be, you know, I remind myself I'm saving money in other places by playing the long game. So essentially that's how it scales with the other Disney Plus TV show characters from Hawkeye. So sorry, I had to adjust the camera for this one, of course. Here are two other Disney Plus TV show characters, being Moon Knight and Khonshu Build-A-Figure, that were also in the Disney Plus Wave. Khonshu obviously being much taller than all these figures, but I just thought we'd kind of go through a little Disney Plus review or memory here, how those shows looked. And with all the excitement in the air for Captain America 4 right now, New World Order, thought I'd bust out the Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier and also the Sam Wilson Captain America from the Disney Plus Waves, as well as our She-Hulk from the Disney Plus show. And I know what you're wondering, Tim, didn't you just say you don't buy a lot of MCU figures anymore? I don't. Pretty much all of these were on clearance or some sort of sale. But She-Hulk definitely standing above the rest, as she should, whereas looks like the Tracksuit Mafia might be slightly taller than Sam, but right around the same height as Buck. And for two Marvel Legends comic book inspired figures, here is the Tracksuit Mafia member, standing with the Marvel Legends Black Suit Retro Spider-Man, and also the Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulse exclusive Daredevil from that great 3-pack we got right at the end of 2022. You can see that MCU figures, as far as this one goes, he does look slightly taller than both comic book figures. Actually, Daredevil, he's right about the same size, but a little bit taller than Spider. For some non-Marvel Legends action figure comparisons, here is Tracksuit Mafia Marvel Legends, standing with the John Constantine Mezco release, as well as the NECA Ultimate Elf figure. Kind of feel like these three dudes, or two dudes and an alien roaming down the street, would be quite the eye to behold. And for all you Action Force and Mythic Legions collectors, here is the Tracksuit Mafia Marvel Legends, standing with Bone Collector, and also, I believe it's the Templar Knight Army Builder. Let me know in the comments, was this the Army Builder, or is this an actual named character? I honestly cannot remember. And as I felt this appropriate, here's a G.I. Joe classified Crimson Bat, which is red, and he's a bat. And also, we have our Feral Cheddar from Plunderlings also wielding a bat. So oddly enough, this trio probably would gain some traction out there on social media together. Here he is, standing with the DC Multiverse Big Bad Mother Frago McFarlane Toys Lobo, who definitely is much taller than this dude, but again, it's also a taller scale. And last, and as everybody loves to say, certainly not least, here is the Marvel Legends Tracksuit Mafia Target exclusive Disney Plus action figure compared to AEW Jazzware's Orange Cassidy. And again, Orange Cassidy seems rather curious as to why there's a burning Molotov cocktail in front of him. Not so much worried about getting hit over the back of the head with that driver. What can you do? All right, we've reached the moment where I have to say, do I feel like I made a mistake? Is it overpriced? Yes. Whether it's because of the actors' likenesses, whether it's due to the fact that it's a Target exclusive, whatever it might be, I won't make excuses. It does seem overpriced, but I do not regret buying it. Here's why. I love the accessories that came with it. I do already have a bat. I already do have a machete, but I didn't have a crowbar. I did not have a Molotov cocktail or a golf club that I'm aware of. Having that driver is pretty cool. The multiple heads and the fact that this figure can be used across multiple 6-inch lines. Is this a random kind of gang guy you can be beaten up with your street level heroes? I'm happy to have it. Also, the being an army builder, I'll play the long game and try to get 2 more, when it's down to $11 or something like that at Target, if they stick around on the shelves long enough. But overall, no, I do not regret buying this. Also, as I mentioned, a lot of the MCU figures I do own over the last 1.5 to 2 years. I waited, played the long game, and got for either a sale or a very deep clearance here in my area. So I feel like I saved money in the long run. So overall, I like this figure. It's grown on me. I think it's going to be something in my collection I'm happy to have. But again, you make your own decisions. If you want to play the long game and, try to get it at a cheaper price, that's typically what I would do. Just be careful. You never know. They could dry up quickly being an army builder. So if you don't really care too much about getting it, but you're curious, give it some time, see what happens. Worst comes to worst, you might be able to get it at least down to like 21 bucks, something like that. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us grow the channel tremendously in the march to 5,000 subscribers. Go ahead and hit that bell right there on the screen for notifications. That way YouTube actually notifies you and tells you when we post new content on the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button. And for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's of the toy hunt: patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.